In this video, we are going to start factoring a cubic polynomial. Now, this polynomial, they told you actually some extra information, which is very nice of them. They said that x plus 2 is a factor of this polynomial. Now, we know if it's a factor, then when we do the synthetic division, the remainder is supposed to be 0. Okay, so we already know that, but let's just show if that's true. First, we start with x plus 2. What does that correspond to? Well, x plus 2 equals 0 when x equals negative 2. So you always put the opposite number, which is negative 2. You put that in the box. Now, over here in the first row, you want to type the coefficients of the original polynomial. Now, when we're talking about coefficients, these are the numbers in front of the variables. Well, there's no number in front of x cubed, but you can always insert 1. Then it's going to be negative 14, then 31, and 126. Okay, so we'll do synthetic division. What is step number 1? Bring this number down over here. That's it. Now we're going to multiply this 1 by the number in the box. That'll give me negative 2, which I put over here. Then we're going to add these two, negative 14 and negative 2. That'll give us negative 16. Next step is again, repeat the same thing, multiply negative 16 by negative 2. And so that's going to give you positive 32. Now, by the way, there is no shame in trying to use a calculator here, okay? And the next one is going to be 63, multiplied 63 by negative 2. So what is that? Negative 126. And guess what? When we add these two numbers, we finally get a 0. And that's not a surprise because they told you that x plus 2 was a factor, so the remainder must be 0. And we're just going to say yes, because the remainder is 0, x plus 2 is a factor. Now, how do we further factor the remaining polynomial? Because we want to factor the original one. So we already know that this is going to be x plus 2 times something. But what is this something? So here we have to think about how to do that. Okay, so because we were able to start with the original polynomial and find the divisor x plus 2, and next we need to find the quotient. Okay, what is the quotient? Well, the quotient is given by the answer over here. That's why we need synthetic division, because we need to know the quotient. We started with our cubic polynomial, we divided it by x plus 2, and this is what we get. So remember, that's always the degree of the answer is always one less than the original one. So the quotient will be a quadratic. Whereas the original one was a cubic polynomial. This one's going to be the quadratic, which means this is going to be like x squared, this is going to be x, and that's the number. So our quotient is going to be x squared minus 16x plus 63. Okay, so we're almost done factoring, and sometimes it's difficult to factor, but usually they give you some questions, especially in the beginning when you're just starting out, where this quadratic is going to be pretty easy to factor. Now, what two numbers multiply to 63 and add to negative 16? Well, first of all, because they should add to a negative, we're looking for two negative numbers. And if you know your multiplication table, what two numbers would multiply to 63? I think that would be 7 and 9. Now, if you say x minus 7, x minus 9, you would be correct because negative 7 and negative 9 add up to negative 16. Okay, that's it. That's the answer. That's the factoring. So this is just going to be x minus 7, x minus 9. Now, we want to know what are the corresponding zeros. Now, remember that when you're looking for zeros, you need to switch signs. They're asking you, when is x plus 2 equal to 0? That's not at 2. It's at negative 2. So always switch signs. So this is going to be negative 2. The x minus 7 will correspond to the 0 of 7, because when is x minus 7 equals 0? When x equals 7. And x minus 9 will correspond to 0 of 9. And we're done with this question.